Hello, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Monique, and I'm on a financial health journey to create an inheritance for the generations to come. I want to do that through consistency and discipline. Today is Wednesday, April the 24th. We are here to do a weekly budget closeout for the week of April 19th through the 25th. I'd like to thank anybody who's liked or commented on any of my videos, and especially those that have chosen to subscribe to my channel. Truly started this as a way to hold myself accountable, but I do understand, recognize, and appreciate the community as a whole. So if you're rocking with me on this journey, thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you haven't made up your mind yet, sit with me for a spell at the end of this video. If you find that this is content that's valuable or enjoyable, please feel free to subscribe. So a little bit about myself. I'm a divorced mother of three. I was married for 23 years. I separated back in 2017. I have two older kids. I call them my crumb snatchers. And then I have a junior in high school. And I just want to make sure that the decisions that I'm making now financially don't have a negative impact on their lives in the future. So I have up until now been doing a lot of weekly spreads that are really motivational, and I've kind of started all of my videos off these weekly closeouts off that way. I'm talking about those around some motivation and inspiration, and he's just motivating me in a different way. I'll just tell you that's that's all to it for this particular one. I just thought he was sexy. So anyway, I did, though, include a quote here. I breathe in confidence and exhale fear, and ultimately fear and faith can't reside in the same place. And so because I am faithful, I've had to figure out that the fear doesn't belong anywhere in this, not in life in general, and that all things always work together for good. And so that is the way that I am choosing to look at life. And I hope that you guys choose something similar as well. At the end of the day, we are here to go ahead and do the closeout for the week. And at first, I'm going to bring up, first I'm going to bring out the calendar. I'm going to zoom in just a bit so that you guys can see it. So we're working with pretty much the week of the 19th through the 25th. So the week outlined in red is the one that we are worried about for right now. Lawn Love. So we had the new company to come out on the 18th, which was that Thursday. And this amount was blank because I didn't know what to expect. You probably heard in a lot of other videos, I sounded fearful. So this kind of leads into what we were just talking about as far as my weekly vision spread that I did. But I was real fearful. Oh my God, I don't know how much it's going to be. It might be up to $150. They may come in and say $200 because their website shows over 15 inches in grass, and it's going to be more, and there has to be some negotiation, etc. So it really was freaking me out having that unknown in there. So this thing was booked by my sweets, and so he lives in South Carolina. He was on his way to my house on that Thursday when he got a call and said that the lawn company was on their way. So he calls me and lets me know they're on their way, and he says, do not open the door. Do not answer a doorbell. Don't do anything. I'm coming. I don't want you to say anything to anybody. And I'm like, why not? I can talk to people. I don't have a problem in doing that. I do it on every day of my life. And he's like, no, because you're going to go and you're going to start talking, and all of that kind of fear is going to bubble out. So you're going to go in there. I know it's going to be more than 15 inches. Just let me know how much, and yada, yada, yada. And he says, and all of that is not necessary. Let them determine whether or not there needs to be any extra cost, and I will negotiate with that. And he is a great negotiator where I am not. So I was like, okay, I decided to listen and be silent, and it all worked out. So they only charged me the $65 that they normally would if your lawn was just normal, right? So they charged me the $65. I also gave them a $15 tip because they really should have charged me more. So I did feel like I needed to give them a tip. So I gave them a tip, and then you add taxes and fees, and that's how we ended up at $81. It definitely will be the $65, probably $70 once they add in all of the taxes, etc. every 2 weeks, but that came in way less than what I initially anticipated. And so I am grateful for that. It was a great lesson for myself, for me to learn. So that has cleared already, although they cut the grass on Thursday. As I told you before, it takes about 3 days for them to actually bill it. So it came out on Monday, the 22nd. Bridgecrest, Kohl's, Green Sky, and Spotify all came out as expected. One drive was supposed to come out on Tuesday. It hasn't. Today's Wednesday. I still haven't seen it yet. So I'm sure by tomorrow we should have that taken out. And that's the last thing that's needed for this particular week. So that's why I thought it would be great to go ahead and complete the budget now. So I'm going to zoom out just a bit, and then we will go ahead and get started with the budget. So let's go to April. We'll go to the budget, and I'm looking for the 19th through the 25th. There you go. All right, so let's talk about it. $11.75 went into the bills account. Variable account had $280. That was the $250 I expected, and the extra $30 when I get my paycheck, because I did get a raise. Kim and Micah came in as expected at $150. Rollover was $30, and extra is a little bit more, so I was anticipating $50. If you saw my last cash stuffing of sinking funds, then you know Corinne's dad sent $200 for her. So we went ahead and added that into the actuals as well. So total plus 280 plus 150, 30, and 250 equals 1,885. All right, and then as you know, anything in green is good, anything in red is bad. So we're going to go ahead and, wait a minute, what are we going to do? We're going to circle that. I'm going to change that color to green because that's a good thing. All right, next, I did not have this documented when I initially did the budget with me. I didn't have tithes, car insurance, and pet insurance. And so for anyone that's new here, tithes, car insurance, and pet insurance are automatically taken out before I even document that $11.75. Those things are already handled or managed. And so that's why I'm going to list them here, because those are things that I do pay for or pay to. But you won't see any amounts here because I've already taken that into account. Lawn Love, like I talked about, that's already come out. Now, I know I said here, you see here that it was $55. So let me explain that really quickly. I already had $50 over into the account, and that would be my bills account. Remember, as we talked about before, if it's highlighted in blue, that means all of these things are coming out of the bills account. Anything that's highlighted in yellow that you see here is coming out of that variable account amount, and anything in pink here is coming out or handled as a part of savings or sinking funds. So for the lawn care, I already had $50. I took it out, put it into that bills account because I was expecting my old lawn guy. That didn't work out. We have the new company now, but I needed to add some additional money to that of $50 that I already had in there because I did not know how much this company was going to charge, but I knew it was going to be different than the amount that my old guy did. So that's why you only see $55 here, although it actually shows on my large monthly view $81. So that other $31 or the other $26 is already in the bank. Okay. OneDrive has not come out yet, but we already know that that's going to be $2. Okay, because that's a subscription and it doesn't change. So this is going to say 57. All right, came in as expected. Next is our savings. And for the savings, everything came in as expected. And then you see here, I did add senior binder with the money. I did not budget for it and was not expecting it, but it was a great news story. So we went ahead and added that here as an actual. So I was supposed to have 260, but if you add this extra 200, then it's $460. And we'll go ahead and circle that. and mark that in green because that's good. It was more. Whenever you can save more or have more available for sinking funds, that's a good thing. And then I will highlight that color because this amount, that amount is all of this added together. So anything that was documented here as to include that amount right there, that extra 200, all of that is what should have added up to this particular block or section within my bill. All right, and next, expenses. So when you look at expenses here, gas, I budgeted $40, spent $33. Groceries, I budgeted $120, I spent $87. No, 90 plus 3 should have been 93. That is wrong. I subtracted 3 and I was not supposed to. So I had 2 purchases for groceries. One was $90 for the initial. And then I needed to get some plastic forks. And so that should have been 90 plus 3, not 90 minus 3. So that's $93 total in that area. Home, I budgeted $30, but I actually spent $20. So this is one of the times that I combined home and groceries together. I went to Kroger to get my groceries, but I went down the pets aisle, which I always do, and they had a bunch of things that were on sale. Toys were 40% off. The wet dog food that I like to mix in with his dry dog food, if you buy 3 of those wet containers or whatever, you get another $1.50 off, etc. I very quickly checked Walmart site. They didn't have any sales going on. So I went ahead and bought those things at the grocery store for home. So we don't have a separate charge about that. With that, I just went through the receipt, took out all of the items that I would have purchased at Walmart under the home category, and then added the tax, and that's how we came up with the $20 for that one. And then Corinne, I gave her the $10 on Cash App for her snacks. She has not asked for her money, so I still have that in cash, I believe. Yes, I do. And then for me, I only spent $10 out of my $20. I did buy a wallet that's on its way. I'll introduce that probably in the budget with me that I do on tomorrow for Friday. It's Wednesday. This video will probably load on Thursday, and then I'll do another one on Thursday or Friday and load it either Friday or Saturday. I got the idea from Seriously Savings. If you are not following her on YouTube, please feel free. It's great content. One of the things that she recently did a video on was kind of like an overview of different cash wallets that you could use, and she came up with, at the end of the day, out of all of them, she ended up using one that was just like $10. You have some slots there, but it's small enough that it can actually fit into your bag. And that's always been my problem. I love my Moterm wallet, not talking about really getting rid of that, but how do I also have something available where I can section off my money, but it's small enough, and A6 binder is just not going to fit. So with that, and the A7 is just a little bit too small for me. So I needed something that might feel a little different. This seems about the same size as far as length as an A6, but it's definitely thinner. So we'll see. It's on its way. But that's what I spent my $10 on that you see here. And then dining out, we give us $20, and we actually spent $17. So let's add all of this up together. 33, 93, 20, 10, 10, 17 equals $183. All right, so I'm just going to draw a line here, and I'm going to say 183 there. Now, what I will also write in is not rollover. I'm going to say wallet. All right. So we talked about before, there are 2 things that I can do with any money that's left over. I can either roll it over into next week's budget and use it as funds available for that week, or I can leave it in my wallet. And it looks like minus $250 out of the $250 I gave myself, I should have $67 left. So what am I going to do? I am going to, what am I going to do? So $47 I'm going to leave in my wallet. And I'm going to take $20 and roll it over into next week because I want to give a little bit extra for my mini savings challenge. So I don't get paid on this coming Friday. So my Monday mini savings challenge is truly money that I'm going to have to pull from other areas to be able to do. It is my last time doing those particular challenges for the month of May. I'm starting all new challenges. And I have 2 or 3 that are pretty close to being completed. And I'm hoping to be able to complete that. So I wanted to try and give myself a little bit extra money for that Monday mini savings challenge. And that's what this $20 rollover is going to be able to do. So if you add $183, which is how much I spent for my variable expenses, plus the $47 I'm leaving in my wallet because, again, I want to have some money in there just in case I need it. I still have the rest of today and tomorrow to work through before I start fresh with a new week on Friday. And then you add the $20 that I want to roll over, and that equals our $250. So I'm going to go ahead and write $250 here because all of it is accounted for. Next, we have our mortgage, which is $715. I went ahead and paid that. So although it's not due until May the 1st, I manually pay that. It's not an auto draft. So I went ahead and took care of it. It's already been taken out of the account. And again, no unplanned expenses, which is awesome for me. So I am considering whether I want to go back to doing a bi-weekly paycheck. I don't know if you guys remember, but the reason why I moved to doing a weekly paycheck budget was because I had a lot of unplanned expenses and I was trying to get that corralled, right? So that I don't let that get too crazy. And now for a full month now, I've not had any unplanned expenses. And I really think mostly that's because now I'm giving Corinne money and I'm giving myself money. I did not do that before. And I think that that has made a difference. Anyway, mortgage came in. We're good as expected. No unplanned expenses. So that's a total of $715. So I'm going to go a little lighter on this. And that came out, $250 came out as expected, $715 here. So we didn't need to color those any differently. So total income is $1,885. Total bills is still $57. Total expenses is $250. Total savings is $460. Total debt is $715. And let's see where these numbers are. So 1,885 minus 57 minus 250 minus 460 minus 715 equals $403. So that is still it's over budget in the sense of, under budget in the sense of I did not spend everything that I had, but it's right on par with what I anticipated. So that's good. I love boring budget with me's where the money comes out just as expected and I don't have any unexpected surprises. So when you look at this as a whole, when I go into next week, this is what I'll be working with. $403 for my bills as far as my rollover money is concerned. And $250 I will allot myself for my variable expenses. So we'll talk about all of that in my budget with me. Lastly, let's go and look at this money. And let's bring out my jar that I'm going to use to... Got some stuff going on over here. I'm going to use to hold the money that I'm going to use for my mini challenges. So I do have some change. Hot dog. Let me move my coffee because it feels like I'm going to have to get my change container out as well. Let's see. I think I'm going to rearrange some things. So that these are easier to pull out when I need to. All right, let's put that over there. Okay, here we go. I got some change, so let's go ahead and empty that. All right, let's set that over to the side. And pennies. Nickels. No nickels. Dimes. Come here. Why you don't want to go inside with your friends? And quarters. All right. So that's already taken care of. And now let's see. I should have $20 somewhere in here to pass along. So I've got, see what I've got. I've got, gas has $5. That's rollover. Yeah, no, I'm gonna leave that because I will need that. Groceries is probably where I'm gonna go for this extra money. I'm gonna leave my personal in here. My 10 that's left. This is Corinne's 10. I'm gonna leave that, and I'll take my 20 from groceries. I'll leave in household my extra just in case. So I'm gonna go in here to groceries. I'm gonna pull that 20 that I mentioned earlier, and I'm gonna stick that in here in my drawer. And that's for my mini Monday savings challenge. I will go through and find some change in my other envelopes that I can make out of that, because you know I use dollars for that challenge. So I'll just take that 20 from groceries. That leaves me 10 here for that. And then I still have 10. It says savings, but I use it as household. So we have 10 left in that. So there we go. I will leave that money in here for rollover. Took the 20 out to use for the mini cash stuffing. Took care of my change. And my budget is now complete. I think that is it. Thanks everybody for your time. You guys have a good one.